Hi friends, hi YouTube. If you're new here, hi, my name is Nikki. I love fun, bright, colorful makeup. I love indie makeup, and I love color stories that don't necessarily go together. And I would love to have you subscribe if you haven't already, but if you do, do. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. I enjoyed whatever time we end up spending together. If you do not subscribe, I'll make sure that one of your favorite shades in your palettes falls apart. Because that's what happened in the Coastal palette, and one of them fell apart, and I'm really sad. So there's that. I was going to have that in this video, but I can't. I will pop a picture of that up in there, but yeah. Anyways, today is, we're going to be going over all the palettes that I think are perfect for spring. I have some rainbow palettes. I have some a little bit more grungier ones. We got a bunch of just beautiful tones in here. So if you want to see what I think is a good palette, a good time for spring, then let's get into it. Like I said in my intro, one of the palettes that I really wanted for this video is the Coastal palette by Simply Bosch Cosmetics. I'm going to put a picture here just because I'm going to try and keep her as flat as I can until I figure out how to, you know, stamp and like refigure the eyeshadow. But it is this palette right here. I think it is just such an absolutely stunning and gorgeous palette. It's just everything and more. We've got some good diluted fun tones. I think it's just a good all-around palette. I think palettes can be used anytime, anywhere, whatever. Like there's no specific color or whatever that has to be used for a certain thing, but I feel like a lot of these can work for spring, hence the video. But yeah, that palette I absolutely love, and I think it'd be a really good time for spring. I have a shit ton of palettes here. I'm sorry for this rain, I don't care, but I have a good amount here. My shelves look like crap, right? Hating it now because I pulled so many up, but we're just gonna go through, see what I think is perfect for spring, and just, you know, have a good little makeup time. We're gonna go with a new one. This is the Nomad Fairy Tale Europe palette. It looks like this. I just played with this. I will have this look up with this at some point. I'm trying to get this Nomad one up here today, and then I think this video goes up tomorrow. Possibly. I don't remember. But yeah, this is what this one looks like. I think this side right here is just absolutely perfect for spring. A little bit of that too, you know, just maybe like that. There we go. That's like a perfect time for spring. I really like it. It's super gorgeous. Yeah, there's that one. I'm gonna keep going with Nomad, and I'm sorry if I seem rushed. We're in the middle of moving, and I need to get to work, and there's just a bunch of stuff going on, so like I'm sorry if I seem rushed, but anyways, I digress. I chose another Nomad. I'm just gonna go through the Nomad ones that I chose here. This is the Paradise Islands palette. I think it is just absolutely gorgeous. So many gorgeous, light, little dainty tones in this one. It's everything and more. I want to play with this one again sometime soon, hopefully. But yeah, this is such a gorgeous color story for spring. It really fits into, like, you know, the fun, bright colors that we, you know, associate with spring. And then I chose the Keys Beachy and Peachy palette, which looks like this. I really think that this side right here, along with some of these tones over here, would just be perfect for spring. I love this. I love the pastels that come with spring. The, you know, like I said, the light little dainty colors. They're just everything. Even though I am like a fun, bright, colorful makeup lover, like I do love a good little dainty something every now and again. And I feel like this side would be perfect for that. Next, I have the Chamois, or however you say it, the Pre-Ski palette here. I think, like I was going with, like, the light and dainty kind of pastel-y tones. I feel like this is kind of like a little bit more grungier version of that, if that would be something that you'd be into. I feel like this one would be perfect. We've got a bunch of, like, gorgeous shimmer toppers in this one that I think would just be absolutely perfect, that you could pair with other stuff. Like, these ones right here would just add anything to a look and would just be absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, I think this is another good one for spring. Next, I have the Monteverde one, which looks like this. This is a tad bit more rainbowy, a little bit more, you know, darkness in here. But I felt like these are some good bright tones for this time of year and whatnot. When I used to do eggs growing up, these are a lot of the colors that I would choose, so I kind of gravitated towards this one for that reason. But I think there's just a bunch of gorgeous shades in this one that would work perfect for this. And last but not least from Nomad is the Tokyo palette. I think this is like their best one that would fit for spring, and it looks like this. We've got the good pastels, the light little dainty colors, the fun shimmers. Yeah, I really, really like this one. I think this one would be a really fun one to pair with the new Nomad one, the Fairy Tale Europe palette. But yeah, I think this is just perfect for spring. So many gorgeous, gorgeous shades in this one. you have this one, please take it out and tag me in it and show me it, because I would love to see what you create with it. Next, I'm pulling the Ice Cream Dream palette from Glamlight. It looks like this. The packaging is just a bunch of fun. And we have just like a bunch of gorgeous, like I said, the word of the day, Pee Wee Herman style, is dainty. And I feel like this really falls into that. We have some fun kind of like neon pastels down there. We have just a bunch of fun just options in here, and you can really like pair some good neutrals with this one too if you really felt like it. I only have one neutral palette in my collection, so you will not be getting any of that from me. I'm going to pull two of my Sinful Echoes palettes. We have the Alchemist Apothecary and the Sister Spellbook. I'm not including the Cosmic Crypt because Cosmic Crypt is red, and I feel like these two here are just perfect for spring. This one, the Sinister Spellbook, if you want more like a bluish, grungier look here, but really essentially the Alchemist Apothecary one right here, which is just got so many gorgeous springy, grungier tones in it, and I feel like this would be absolutely perfect. Have a couple of ColourPop ones here. I have this Mint to Be 9 pan. I think I played with this maybe like twice. I need to get on it, but it looks like this. I feel like, again, with the pastels, the light dainty colors, this one would be just a really good option for this time of year. This probably would have been a really good one for St. Patrick's Day, but but I feel like this one would just be really perfect for now. Pairing it with something else would just be stunning. I also pulled the Powerpuff Girls X ColourPop one, just because we have these fun, bright colors down here, some light, dainty-ish, fun shimmers up here. I have not played with this one in a hot bit, and I really need to, but I think this one would just be a really good time for this time of year. And then one more from ColourPop, we have the Aurora Struck palette. You're going to be like, but, yeah, it has the dainty tones, but I feel like if you're going for a tad bit more grungier this time-esque type vibe, I feel like this one would be a really good option for that. We have a bunch of, like I said, dainty tones up here, some deeper, grungy, whatever type vibes down there. And I feel like you could really make a fun springtime, grungy, moody-esque type of look with this bad bitch right here. Moving on, I have some Blend Bunny. We have the Blend Bunny Allure palette, which looks like this. Again, just like the pastels, the deeper tones of those pastels. I feel like this one would be really fun. I've always been a tad bit intimidated, oh my gosh, by this one, but I do feel like this would be, especially like these rows right here, a good time for around now. Then I have the Blends palette. This one I feel like isn't obvious for anybody to pull out, but specifically these two rows right here. Like I said, the light dainty pastels that come with spring. I feel like these two rows just encapsulate that through and through. And like I said in my video that is going out before this, this would be a really fun palette to play with the new Nomad palette, just because the shimmers are kind of, no offense, boring. So I feel like you have a bunch of fun, you can make a really fun look with that. And then I grabbed the Surge palette from Blend Bunny. This one is no longer existing, but with the bright neons down here and some of that, and you can really, like I said, grunge out with some of this. I feel like this would be really fun. I might even use some of these, maybe not for Easter, but maybe sometime soon. A bunch of these neons are right here. Then I grabbed two Beauty Bay palettes. I grabbed the Botanical palette. They are coming out with a 42 pan of this one. I'm very tempted to grab it, even though I have, like I said, the 20 pan here. I love this one, again, for the more grungier, vibey people that still really love fall and still want to keep it around all year. I feel like this one would be a perfect one for you. If you're in your bogwitch era, like I am, like this tones right here, it would just be a lot of fun, like change up the spring vibe. It's, everything's dead right now and kind of growing back, and it kind of gives that vibe. Then I grabbed the Beauty Bay 42 pan Bright 2.0. It's just a rainbow baby through and through. I love her. I finally found her. She went on a vacation. We had missing posters, but she's back. And I'm going to be back playing with her, you know, like I said I was going to do until she, you know, went on a hiatus. But I think there's just so many fun things you could do in this one. Pairing like this row and this row I think would just be a lot of fun. We have the Unearthly Cosmetics Night Terror palette, which looks like this. I grabbed a lot of purple ones for this. I don't know why, but like I said, I think I've gravitated more towards like the light daintiness of everything, and I feel like this one has that. Again, I tried to grab ones that, like I just said, the light and dainty, but could give you a variety of options of looks that you can create for this time of year. Again, looks can be created anytime, and any palette can be used at any time, but, you know, this is kind of just for inspiration and being like, oh, well, hey, yeah, maybe I could use that for now, and this is like one of those that I feel like it is a little bit more, like, cool-toned and wintry, but I do feel like this would be a really good, fun time for around this year. Another grungy little, like, purple look or something like that would be super gorgeous with this one. And then I pulled the Unearthly Don't Be Jelly. I feel like this is, like, again, a grungy, pastel-y-esque type of dream for right now. We've got a bunch of good tones. We've got maybe some like brights that we could maybe make a fun look like that with, and these gorgeous shimmers in here too. Again, I feel like this would be a lot of fun. I have two Cosmic Brushes palettes. We have the Delicious Delights and the Winter Wonderland. Winter Wonderland, yes, I did grab, even though it is, like, again, those wintry tones. But I feel like purples are a good, like, you know, light and dainty. Light and dainty, okay? It is the word of the day. Judge me all you want. But I feel like there's just some good things that you could pull from this. A lot of these palettes I feel like you could pair together. And there's a lot of good things that you could take out of this one and pair with other ones. Again, it's just inspiration of what you could be doing and pairing together. And that's what I really want to give out. Like, pairing some of these, I feel like, with some of those other ones would just be a lot of fun. Or pairing that one with this one, which is the Delicious Delights palette, which looks like this. Again, the light colors, the pastels and whatnot. I feel like there's just so many good options for looks that you could create that are just, you know, bright and fun around this time of year with this one. Next, I grabbed the Element 115 palette from Adept. I thought, again, pastels, bright, fun, colorful looks, and eyeshadows, and I feel like this really falls into that category. Again, another one that I really need to pull out, but I feel like this really, these look like eggs. Like when you dye the eggs, you know, that's my main reasoning for that one. And then I grabbed this Clarity Cosmetics Lily palette. I barely talk about this one. I barely even show it. The formula is a little bit difficult in this, especially in that eyeshadow, but I really do feel like this really, really does, like, say spring, it speaks spring, it's singing it, and I feel like this would just be a lot of fun. And then I grabbed this one. This is a Halloween palette, and I do not care. This is the Haunted palette from Gourmand Girls. There's, again, I'm trying to give options. Some bright, fun colors. I've not used this one, by the way. I'm going to work on it. Do not worry. But there's just, like, a bunch of fun options and even some stuff to, like, make it more grungy in here. But we have those light, dainty shades and whatnot. And then I grabbed the Gloomy Gardens palette from Devaroom Cosmetics, which looks like this. Again, it's just an obvious for this time of year. But if you want a more, you know, grungy, smoked out type of look, I feel like this really would give that. And then I have two from Fantasy Cosmetica. I grabbed the Wizard palette, again, bringing in the purple tones, but there is some, like, light yellows in this, some light blues, the light daintiness. Again, word of the day, colors that you can bring in, and I think would create a really fun look around here. Again, a lot of these would be super, super gorgeous to pair with other palettes. And then I grabbed the Harvest of Souls palette, again, from Fantasy Cosmetica. It looks like this, and I'm not just saying this because this is my #1 palette of last year. It's one of my #1 in my collection. It's one of my top favorites ever. But I do feel like there's just, again, the grungy you could make into a look, and there's some lightness and some fun that I really do feel like could be had in this palette for this time of year. And then we have two palettes that I do really just think encapsulate spring through and through, and they are both from Bella Beauty Bar. #2 is the Secret Garden palette, which looks like this. Again, just like the growingness of spring, the new rebornness of everything. I feel like this really could be for that. And you do have those neutral tones if you know, would want a neutral look. No, I don't, but, you know, it's there. And just, oh, this gorgeous, gorgeous shimmers. These are some of, if not the best shimmers I've ever had in my life, and I want to bathe in them. But I do think like the most perfect palette for spring is the Pastel Garden from, again, Bella Beauty Bar. It looks like this. There's just so many gorgeous, dainty, pastel-y tones in this, and I feel like it'd be absolutely perfect, and it is perfect. I need to dig into her more. She's a little bit intimidating for me for whatever reason, but I feel like her paired with something else can really get me out of that rut. But if you made it to this point of the video, thank you guys so incredibly much for watching. I love doing this. I love yapping. I love talking about makeup with y'all. I love sitting down and just digging into stuff and dissecting stuff and talking about makeup with y'all. It's just an absolute pleasure, and I love doing this so incredibly much. But if you made it to this point of the video, like I said, thank you. A couple of things before you go, though. Remember to not be a piece of shit. Don't be homophobic. Don't be transphobic. Don't be racist. Remember to pull your head out of your ass and do freaking better. It is 2025, okay? We're judging you. We're all gonna judge you. And remember to be taking enough food, enough water, enough nutrients, to be remembering to take care of you and take care of others, but not putting others first, but remembering where you stand and that you matter, and all that good stuff. And remember that morals over makeup, okay? Morals over makeup. Stop selling your dignity and your just morality away for some stupid eyeshadow, okay? Remember to just, oh my god, I'm not going to get into it because I'm just going to rant. But yeah, just remember that. Again, if you made it to this point of the video, thank you guys so incredibly much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I really love having you guys here. So remember to do good, be good, and I can't wait to see your cute face next time.